Coach, I guess let's start with the age of this group. I crunched the numbers, and this team averages over 27 years old, which is obviously on the higher end for the D-League. What are the positives that you can gain out of that?
Well, we have some veteran players in CP, new player Alfred Aboya, Will Frisbee, older players. So then we have Ron and Anthony and Terrence, so they're all returning, and they're 25, 6, 7, 32. I think that'll help to calm the group. As I was telling you earlier, we're awfully wild right now, which is normal for the first day when you've got 9 rookies. So leadership will slow us down some.
For you as the new head coach, what's the biggest challenge in these couple of weeks as you try to trim this roster down?
Well, we need to instill in the guys to play a certain way. We're not a big group. I'm a little concerned about our size, so we've got to play physically tough, mentally be prepared to play 48 minutes. We've got to rebound really well as a group to be successful. Those are some of the concerns on the defensive side. Offensively, we've lost Tony. Tony's gone to China, and that was 26 a game, and Sadiel has gone overseas, and Tommy's gone overseas, so we've lost a little bit there. We've got to find a new identity offensively for this group with those guys gone.
This franchise is coming off its first ever postseason appearance, but there's not too many faces coming back. For the few guys that are here, is that something where they can kind of carry that momentum into the season, or is this season about finding a new momentum?
No, I think we've got to carry it through. With the veterans that are returning, they know a work ethic. They know what the league's about. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks before we open against Dallas on the 22nd, we can find that identity, right, and be successful. There's expectations everywhere you go. The club went to the playoffs last year. My goal is to get us back to the playoffs and then see what happens.
It didn't take too long after the draft before the first move was made. Jeff said that Terrence was a guy that you guys had kind of targeted in the draft. What about his game made him a must-get guy?
Well, we figured going in that we needed a wing, athletic scorer. We liked what we saw on film. Terrence, we're talking about Terrence Henry. Terrence is young, doesn't know the game yet. He's made a lot of mistakes the first day and turning the ball over. But you know what? I was young and dumb once too, and I'm in his ear all the time. And he's a great kid. He's willing to listen and learn. And I saw some improvement in this second session. So we're hoping for good things with him.
Just the last question. You talked about finding an identity for this group. When you're trying to trim down a roster in 2 weeks' time, is that simply a matter of finding the 12 best guys, or is it a case of finding the 12 best that work together? What are you looking for when making these cuts?
I think it's going to be finding the 12 best guys that work together. We may try to keep 2 guys on the inactive roster if we can, whether that's somebody hurt, hopefully not, or that's somebody that we think that has potential that maybe didn't quite make the first roster, and then develop him over a period of time, and maybe then he slots in. Maybe we have an injury and we have somebody that we've developed and knows our system and then can step right in. So if we can do that, I feel pretty good.